house know that a thief is coming, they will be on guard before the thief arrives, and will not let the thieves break into their house, their domain, and steal their possessions. As for you, then, be on guard. I'm sorry?
I didn't say nothing.
As for you, then, be on guard. Welcome, Anthony. How are you doing today?
Good. No?
Real good, friend. Real good. It's good to have you back, and it's good to do another episode of this. We're going to do, as we've been following along, the sayings 21 through 30 of the Gospel of Thomas, which I'm now going to, I think I'll just say the first one. Is it okay?
Yeah, go for it.
Okay, so saying 21, Mary said to Jesus, "What are your disciples like?" He said, "They are like little children living in a field that is not theirs. When the owners of the field come, they will say, 'Give us back our field.' They take off their clothes in front of them in order to give it back to them, and they return their field to them. For this reason I say, if the owners of a house know that a thief is coming, they will be on guard before the thief arrives, and will not let the thief break into their house, their domain, and steal their possessions. As for you, then, be on guard." I'm sorry?
I didn't say nothing.
"As for you, then, be on guard against the world. Prepare yourselves with great strength, so the robbers can't find a way to get to you, for the trouble you expect will come. Let there be among you a person who understands. When the crop ripened, he came quickly carrying a sickle and harvested it. Anyone here with 2 good ears had better listen." Do you want to comment on that?
Ooh, I got a lot to say about that.
Yeah, please do.
Because, like, I'm going to put it in, like, a Christian perspective.
Yeah.
What he's talking about is, like, the Christians that call themselves Christians, but aren't really Christian. They're on the land of a Christian. You kind of get what I mean spiritually.
I got it.
Spiritually claiming that you're a Christian because you got baptized, but all in reality is balls and eggs. Kind of get what I mean?
Definitely.
So the borrower always got to give back to the owner, which is the spiritual master.
Right.
The owner's always going to be the spiritual master. And it's just like that he led into the whole house thing, the thief. Meaning, keep yourself on guard from evil spirits, that people that are evil eyes, people have bad intentions. Basically, I should say. That's probably a better word for it. So, right. You got to be on guard, not only spiritual forces, but physical forces that are around as well.
Yeah, obviously, yeah, go ahead.
So, like, if you're not mentally prepared for it, it can fuck you up.
Well, it also seems to be obviously like a little bit of the idea of persecution, which the people did, deal with, and that we ourselves might deal with as things get more nasty in the world.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, I think we. Is there anything else you want to say on that saying, or we'll go to the next one?
No, you can go to the next one.
So, saying 22, Jesus saw some babies nursing. He said to his disciples, "These nursing babies are like those who enter the Father's kingdom." They said to him, "Then shall we enter the Father's kingdom as babies?" Jesus said to them, "When you make the two into one, and when you make the inner like the outer, and the outer like the inner, and the upper like the lower, and when you make male and female into a single one, so that the male will not be male, nor the female be female, when you make eyes in place of an eye, and hand in place of a hand, and a foot in place of a foot, an image in place of an image, then you will enter the kingdom." I have a little something I'd say to this, is the idea that we've been talking about, on and off throughout our church for years, but also in these episodes that we've been doing, the idea of androgyny of the soul and the spirit. That's something that is talked about in I think it's Galatians. The idea that here, give me a second. Yeah, I just looked it up, and it is Galatians 3:28 and 29. There is neither Jew nor Greek, there is neither bond nor free, there is neither male nor female, for ye are all one in Christ Jesus. And if you be Christ, then you be Abraham's seed and heirs according to the promise. The idea that all the divisions of the world are going to fall apart anyway as we approach more of the Gnosis. Does that make sense? And I think that I take what you've said. You know, you've been teaching me the same concepts too. The idea that our knowledge here kind of threatens the normal knowledge of boring categorical thinking and gets us into a larger place, which can't really be talked about but experienced. Kind of like koans that are in Buddhism that Buddhist masters would say a thing that's hard to understand to get you to flip out of just straight words and get into the experience of it. That's what I saw. That's what I saw from this saying.
I love male nor female, left nor right, up nor down. It's to me when he says, "Make the two one." To me, it's saying you need to bring your shadow into light. Basically, you need to be shadow work by going in yourself, because your inner is what makes your outer. Not many people understand that, but that's just the concept. This is the way it is.
And I think
more about it, you would have to look into like the laws of attraction. But as far as like spirit, yeah, we have no gender. We could be taken out of a body and put into another body. That's just the way it is, because there is no gender.
I remember years ago, my Uncle Frank, who was pretty traditional Nicene Christian, who's Catholic, he had heard this particular scripture, Galatians 3:29 and 30. He was very afraid because he thought he wouldn't recognize his mother and father in heaven because they would be, hard to understand if they're male or female. But he missed the whole point. I tried to explain that to him at the time. Is that literally that is a freedom. It's like you have the freedom to be anything you want to be. And you can do that in the paradise right now. You can bring heaven to earth right now. Kind of how they say is if you make an image in place of an image, the idea that you have the power to control the mind and what the world would be is kind of up into your hands. Kind of like the thing he says about, the keys to the kingdom belongs to us. It depends on how much in control of the manifestation power we want to be.
And it all comes from what we say is your spark, your light board, who you are. That's where it comes from, deep down in your heart. That's why Jesus always talks about the reaching of the heart. Deep down inside your heart, there's a being that inhabits you that you don't quite understand, but through meditation and time, and that's what I mean by doing like shadow work. Because some of these sides of the being you think is dark, or you think it's evil, and it's really not. It's just telling you, hey man, you can't allow these people to keep walking all over you. Eventually you're gonna have to say something.
Right.
Draw your line.
Right, right.
Sometimes you gotta draw a line. I have a hard time at work with people I work with because they have their own plate. I'm the only Gnostic around for I don't know how far.
Definitely.
And I get into it with a lot of them because they don't like the fact that I'm a spiritual or Gnostic or anything. They just believe that if you don't believe in Jesus, we're just going to outcast you, and that's it.
Well, the thing that makes me...
Well, honey, what you don't know is I am close to God, and I've been given Gnosis for a reason.
Well, but to do the Jesus mystery the right way isn't just to say his name or to do what the Methodists or the Catholics or the Baptists say. It's to actually let him be inside you and let him teach you and let the teachings of all the other spirits of Sophia and everything we've been talking about, Mother Mary, have that all be part of you. Then you are being more what they say is the right thing than they are, because they don't really care.
Exactly. They're just used to giving rituals and putting some money in the collection box and getting their bread and their wine and going about their business.
Right. Well,
there's still some places that do their sermons in Latin. It's just like, how do I understand it?
Yeah.
I don't even know what the fuck the guy's name. Like, I don't know if he's putting a hex on me or not.
Wow. Well, I mean, God's gonna keep you strong.
That's just a figure of speech, so you get where I'm going with that. You don't know, right? You can be leading you, like, they think that you're going to hell, and they might be going to hell in a handbasket.
They're already in hell in a way, that you're already in heaven in a way. That's the proof of it. So, I mean, if you're already in heaven, then you are proving that you're doing it right. If you're already in hell, then you're doing something wrong, you know.
And there's certain spirit that, you know, that, remember, he tells you have like fragrance. You smell like it. The spirit. They sense the spirit inside you, and they don't like it.
I believe that. Well,
so they attack.
Well, let me go on with the 23rd. I'm going to read a couple of them in a row. So the 23rd saying is, Jesus said, I shall choose you, 1 from 1,000 and 2 from 10,000, and they will stand as a single one. 24. His disciples said, show us the place where you are, for we must seek it. He said to them, anyone here with 2 ears had better listen. There is light within a person of light, and it shines in the whole world. If it does not shine, it is dark. 25. Jesus said, love your friends like your own soul. Protect them like the pupil of your eye. 26. Jesus said, you see the sliver in your friend's eye, but you don't see the timber in your own eye. When you take the timber out of your own eye, then you will see well enough to remove the sliver from your friend's eye.
Actually, he's talking like a spiritual eye there.
Yeah. And you
gotta work hard to open that spiritual eye.
I think it's also I think it's interesting that the friends are like protect them like the pupil of your eye. In other words, the pupil of your eyes lets the light in, and that's what your friends do. Like, you've shown me stuff. I think I've tried to show you stuff. People in the church have shown me stuff. That's what it is. Love your friends like your own soul, because you protect them like the pupil of your eye. Yeah.
They are. They're your brother. They're your sister. They're in a pretense of way. Well, not a pretense. In a way of thinking, you and they are one. In all the reality, this will go back and go into like shamanism. Everything is one. It's all one force. Everything is. Remember, in the Hebrew Bible, it says God is one.
Definitely.
God is everything. So you can't get away from it. That's how you get judged. That's how all that works. But protect your brother, because your brother may turn ill one day and you don't have him, and you may be the only person that's able to bring him back.
Right.
You might have to be the only person that has the skills to bring him back.
That's crazy.
I've been to churches where if you don't conform, they're going to conform your ass right out the door.
I believe that.
And that's the problem with a lot of places. Like, people, if your brother's demented, seek the power to try to help him.
Right.
Don't cast him out.
Right.
And that's, I think, a lot of problems with a lot of churches. Oh, we got to protect the congregation. Well, how do you protect the congregation? If you help it, doesn't that strengthen your congregation? Because now you have actual proof. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Gnosis, to know. It's to know is to have experiences and to know. You know what I mean? Those experiences teach you what you're supposed to know. So that's why faith is good. It's good. Don't get me wrong. Gnosis is great too. But
Yes.
it's when you combine the both.
Yes. Yes. That's what
And be humble with love and cherish your brothers and sisters and don't treat them like savages or slaves or, you know.
Right.
It's the sickening thing in this world is that sometimes it makes you want to cry because people are just sick. Like, look what happened to me. Somebody wrote a note and they had a gay slur on there, and the funny thing is I'm a heterosexual male. I just thought it was funny.
Listen, you got that kind of homophobic comment because you were so standing up for the right people, standing up for queer people, and standing up as a heterosexual man. You were using the strength that you had in that to defend people who didn't have that, and so of course the guy wants to put you down and say that you're gay. Well, that just shows what a narrow-minded asshole he is. Forgive me, but that's the truth.
Because, well, the thing is teaching this, everybody got their own way. Everybody does things their own way. You know, we're all having an experience of God. We're not sitting here just being hypocrites or stuff, you know. Like, we live what we teach. You know, the teachers is Sophia loves us all.
Definitely.
We're all a part of Sophia.
Definitely.
All right? Even a demiurge is a part of Sophia.
Right. It ends up being right.
Your personal sexual or anybody's personal sexual preference should not hold any opinion on anybody. Because how do you not know that person is a great person inside? And he's struggling with the fact that everybody is the way they are with him or with her. And that goes to another part of like the inner or the outer. To make the inner, when you make your inner beautiful, your outer is going to become beautiful.
Right, which reflects.
Your spark has an influence over the way you live your life.
That's gorgeous. You know? I love that. It's similar to something earlier was said in one of the earlier sayings. I'm gonna say a couple more sayings. So saying 27, if you do not fast from the world, you will not find the Father's kingdom. If you do not observe the Sabbath as a Sabbath, you will not see the Father. Saying 28, Jesus said, I took my stand in the midst of the world, and in flesh I appeared to them. I found them all drunk, and I did not find any of them thirsty. My soul aches for the children of humanity because they are blind in their hearts and do not see. For they came into the world empty, and they also seek to depart from the world empty. But meanwhile they are drunk. When they shake off their wine, they will change their ways.
That's funny because that goes right into what we were just talking about.
Totally, it's weird like how much we follow, like before we even get there, we're like right on the path of it. It's great. So
that's basically what I said. That's just like going to church and just going into the confession box, confessing, getting your bread and wine or do your ritual that what your church does, and you go home, and after that there's no more. Like, you don't apply it. Like, you're drunk basically. He sacrificed himself for us so we can have salvation, and we haven't even gotten to that point. We're still ignorant.
Yeah. Well,
you know, we still, like he says, the kingdom of heaven is here and now.
Right.
Man don't see it.
Right. Let me say the last two we're going to do today. Saying 29, Jesus said, if the flesh came into being because of spirit, that is a marvel. But if spirit came into being because of the body, that is a marvel of marvels. Yet I marvel at how this great wealth has come to dwell in this poverty. And saying 30, Jesus said, where there are three deities, they are divine. Where they are two or one, I am with that one. It kind of reminds me of if two or three of you gather in my name. It's almost like saying in kind of by allegory that we're all divine and that he's with us.
Yeah, because in a sense we are, since we carry his mark, his breath, like the Bible says, the breath. Since we carry his breath, we carry his name.
Yes.
So we must go inside and seek and find out what his name is.
Oh, friend, I love this. Is there anything else you want to say? We kind of covered the first 10. We covered the 10 pretty quickly. Maybe we could cut it. We could stop it right now, and we'll do another one soon. Have it out for next week too. Is there anything you want to reflect on the last of these last ones, or anything else you want to say?
No, not really.
Do you feel we've pretty much said what we were going to say about it?
Yeah. We can also have a conversation if you want afterwards.
Oh, sure.
We have something else.
We're gonna have prayers later on. My mom will be there, Elder Carlos, Elder Jeff, possibly other people, but you're always welcome to come to that. But I know you don't necessarily relate to it in the same way. But is there anything else you want to say right now? Maybe we'll shut it off and we'll talk a little bit after, and then we'll have this be our meeting.
Not much. Just tell everybody have a wonderful night. Peace be with you, and we love you because you guys are here to listen to us, and we appreciate that.
We do appreciate you.
Without you guys, there wouldn't be no us.
God bless you. God bless you, Anthony, and God bless everyone in the church, and God bless everyone listening. You have a good rest of your week. We'll be here next week with more stuff. God bless you.